Hello and welcome. My name is Stefan Poschik and you're listening to the newest episode of the CHC Expert Interview. Today I have a super interesting guest. Why? Because I saw him a couple of weeks ago on a stage and he literally won a massive contest. And this was one of the reasons why I said, hey, this guy is so amazing when it comes to a speech and to a talk. I want to interview him. And here he is. So hello and welcome, Glenn Lundy. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for having me. And I definitely appreciate the kind words. I had a great time at 10X Growth Con at MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Nevada. It was amazing, man. But my name is Glenn Lundy. I'm a husband to one. I am a father of 8. I am the founder of the 800% Elite Automotive Club. I'm also the host of a daily morning show filled with motivation, education, and inspiration called #Rise and Grind. But ultimately, man, I'm just a guy who is trying to figure it all out one day at a time. I love speaking on stages. I love meeting incredible people like yourself, and I'm honored for this opportunity to be a part of your show.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. So first of all, congratulations. So basically you won the greatest American speak-off, right?
Yeah, man, I'm the greatest speaker in America. How about that?
How cool is that? That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, what does speaking mean to you? I mean, this comes not naturally. So what does speaking mean to you?
Yeah, so I think it's really important that, Stefan, I spent a period of my life homeless. And in that season of homelessness, people always think that homelessness, the worst part is that you don't have a roof over your head or a bed or you don't have money in your pocket, right? But really the worst part about homelessness is you become invisible. So people won't look you in the eyes, right? They'll look above you and below you, to the left of you, to the right of you, but they won't actually look at you. And no one ever says your name. And so when you're homeless, you feel really invisible. It's this deep-seated feeling of insignificance. And I experienced that for a season of my life. So now on the other side, man, like to have a voice, to be seen, to feel seen, heard, and significant is everything. Like I value it so much. And it really is a big chunk of why everything I do now is to help other people feel seen, heard, and significant, because I know there's a lot of people out there that feel invisible right now. So that's what stages are for me. Is it's an opportunity for me to feel seen, heard, and significant, and also to breathe into the audience in such a way that hopefully they feel seen, heard, and significant as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, with such a story, it's hard, but also probably easier to really appreciate what you already accomplish. And so, I mean, this speaking is, when I saw you on stage, you were such a magnet for the audience, and it was just mind-blowing how the people were really just sucked into your speech and what you basically were telling. And I mean, you just had a couple of minutes. You did not have a lot of time. Yeah. Right. So I can't even imagine when I'm listening to a speech of you for 30 minutes or for an hour or something like that. I think it will be a Glenn addict or something like that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we had 3 minutes, man. Three minutes on the stage is all that we had. And so it took a lot of time, effort, and energy to which I love the experience, man, to be able to really dissect. If you have 180 seconds to transform someone's life, that's all you get, 180 seconds. How do you do that? And so the speech, the 3 minutes, 180 seconds was a part of it. But my thought was, as I was building it up, is I'm like, okay, well, I've also got to walk down a runway before I start the 180 seconds, right? So what can I do on that runway to engage the audience and to bring them in, right? I've got another 20 seconds walking out of the room. What can I do with that 20 seconds to really engage the audience, right? So I was just thinking, man, how do I maximize every second? How do I really drive home an impact? The very first 3 words of the speech were, who are you, right? And I wanted to talk to the audience like right out the gate and get them involved. I didn't want to talk like at them. I wanted to bring them with me on this 3-minute journey. So yeah, man, it really was a lot of you wouldn't think 3 minutes is a very long time, but really you can do a lot in 3 minutes if you really focus on getting an ROI, right? And you make sure that every word is an investment.
That's true. 100%. Yeah. And it paid off, definitely. So
It did.
speaking in business or for other entrepreneurs or business people, what would you suggest using speaking, and how or why should they use speaking for their business?
Well, yes, absolutely. You should use speaking for your business if if you feel called to do that. Not everyone has that type of personality where they want to be the center of the stage, right? I understand that there's different personalities. Some people are better in a support role. Some people are better in a technical role, so on and so forth. But here's the thing, right? Every voice does matter. I believe that collectively as humanity, the more voices we can get out there, the better, right? Because someone might connect with me that doesn't connect with you. Someone might connect with you that doesn't connect with me. And if I don't go stand on a stage and share my voice, or if you don't go to a platform and share your voice, they can't find you, right? And so I do believe it's better for humanity that we all raise our voice, because everybody has their own individual gifts that they can bring to the table. With that said, though, I also know I see the world through the lens of my personality. And I do know, like someone like my wife, bro, she's total introvert. She has zero desire to ever be in front of anyone. She wants to raise our babies. She homeschools our kids. She's very traditional. That's her jam, and that's where she feels purposeful. So it reminds me to always be mindful that not everybody wants to go up there and speak on a stage like I do. But I do think that it's incredibly beneficial for people to bring their voice to the conversation, whether that's through a blog, a podcast, a stage, a book that you need to write, pouring into kids at the local library, like whatever it is for you, please bring your voice into the conversation.
Yeah, I love that. Definitely. So this brings me right to my next question. So you are doing a lot of networking events or groups and organizations, basically. So you have your morning group, you have your Facebook group, you are on Clubhouse, and you are bringing a lot of influential and successful people together. So it seems like networking is also something what is super important for you, right?
Yeah, man. I've got 8 kids, right? And so I think to myself all the time, I think, what is the best way to put my kids, like to make sure my kids are taken care of, right? What's the best way to do that? So one, we can make a lot of money. That'd be great. That'll help financially. But we all see many people that have lots of money, but they have miserable existences, miserable lives, right? They do bad things, so on and so forth. So that's not the solve all, cure all. So historically speaking, if you look, men and women that are grown and developed in good environments, like with good tribes of people around them, typically tend to be healthier. They tend to not have as many bouts with depression, anxiety, things like that. When you're connected to a community, it's so much stronger. So I'm always thinking, how can I develop a community? Because I'm not going to be here forever. Right. And these kids, man, I want them to know you. I want them to know, I want them to have the biggest network ever. Like if I got taken out tomorrow, bro, I promise if I got taken out tomorrow, my family they'd be okay. There'd be thousands of people that'd be like, we'll take them in. You guys come here, you can move here. Like, they'd be mowing our yard. They'd be like everything, anything my wife needed, man. I know that they would be there because we have this great community. And the community has really been developed by elevating others, right? None of these communities have ever been about me. Now they do serve this little side bonus for me, which is awesome. But it's like, how do we elevate as many people as we can? Because when we elevate them, then we create this energetic space where I'm doing for you, you're doing for me, I'm doing for you, you're doing for me, right? And we're doing that across the whole network. And I feel like we're all more secure in an environment like that, because now we have a great tribe where everybody's trying to, give 80 and receive 20, which is that's really the ideal thing, right? You want to align yourself with people that are giving 80 and taking 20, and you want to be the type of person that's giving 80 and taking 20. And if you both are fighting to give 80 and only take 20, it comes out great.
Definitely 100% agreed, Glenn. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, because this is also something what I like from Grant so much, from Grant Cardone. He's also talking a lot about this. I want to make sure that the community and the 10X community is taking care of my kids and my wife, even if I'm not there anymore.
That's right.
Some point in the future. And you are right. Yeah, you are right. And you also mentioned the homeschooling. Yeah. And I had tremendous problems with the school system, with this traditional system. When my kid was in school, he's 17 in the meantime, so he has already his job and he's out of the school system. Thanks to the universe, he's out
right?
of the crazy thing.
All right.
But the community is so important, and also the communication skills. And I mean, where do you learn it? Not sitting in school, but just talking to other people and connecting to other people and reaching out to other people and giving the world your voice, like you mentioned it already before.
Yeah, man, that's it. That's the key. It's interesting. People like when we do some social media work with a lot of my clients and stuff, and they're always like, "Well, I don't want to put my kids online. It's a dangerous situation." And I always say the same thing to them every time. I say, "When's the last time you saw a celebrity kid get kidnapped?"
True.
Like, when's the last time? Macaulay Culkin ain't never gotten kidnapped, right? You never see a celebrity kid get kidnapped. Why? Because if I'm a kidnapper, I'm not going to kidnap the kid that everybody knows and is looking for. I'm going to kidnap the little kid back there in the hidden corner that nobody's going to know is missing, right? So it's actually safer, man. Now, I get it. There's perverts and there's crazy people out there. I totally get it. I'm not saying you just throw your kids out to the world. But what I'm saying is we have to change this mindset of stranger danger and really shift it to, let's build that network. Let's develop those systems or those relationships. Let's put all these things together. It puts us in a much stronger position. So my kids, meanwhile at the Lundys is what we do. We do meanwhile at the Lundys, and I do story posts on Instagram with them all the time. I post them on social all the time. And when we have an event, guess what? Everybody at the event knows my kids. They're looking out for my kids. I don't have to worry about the kids because there's 400 people in the room and they're all watching what the kids are doing.
Taking care of the kids and looking
out for them. Taking care of the kids, man. It's freaking great. So I can just focus on the stage. So yeah, we really got to shift our mindset around that. Yes, be safe. Yes, bad things happen. Totally get that. But with that said, we got to break out of some of these limiting beliefs that we have, expand those networks. It's really powerful.
Yeah. I agree 100%, because I mean, a world without social media is not existing anymore. I mean, you can hide somewhere in the mountains, but then you cannot have the opportunity to build a network or reach a lot of people. And we have to teach our kids how they can use it and leverage it, and not be afraid or being wrong guided for some kind of mistaken fear or whatever. Yeah,
totally.
I mean, they are using it either way. If we allow it or not, they will use it at some point, even when they're growing up. So better teach them very early on how to use it in a good way and in a useful way. Yeah, and not just destroying your brain by scrolling and watching cat videos or other things.
Correct. Yes, for sure.
Awesome. Again, so next thing is I want to get to know you better and to introduce you to our audience. So I have a couple of very short questions. So answer it as short as possible that we get them through. So the first question is, you have such a track record and you are so experienced already. So what are you most proud of so far?
The thing I am most proud of so far is my amazing relationship that I have with my wife and my children.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm a world-class husband, bro, and I'm a world-class father. Like
And you
those are
can be
two
proud
areas.
of this, and you should be.
That's right. Every other area I'm still working on, but I'm a world-class dad and I'm a world-class father. I'll tell you that.
Perfect. Perfect. That's really cool. So, a second question is, what are you most excited about right now? So, when it comes to business, what is most exciting for you at the moment?
AI, man, AI is freaking amazing. Oh my gosh, I've been doing all kinds of, I'm a composer now. I'm a filmmaker now. I'm an incredible writer. I was an incredible writer before, but I'm an even better writer now. Like, oh my gosh, man, I love AI right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We also implemented whatever is available into my companies and into the
Yeah,
marketing and copywriting, and
it's incredible.
it's so cool. Yeah, I love it too. I
I'm
love
an
it.
artist now, everything, man.
Yeah,
I'm all the things.
that's true. And you have so much output with such a less time efforts.
What a great time to be alive. My gosh.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. So, step into the future. What's your vision for the future? Where do you want to go?
So this 800% thing that you see behind us, it's become a lifestyle. It started off as a track record. I helped a dealership grow 800%. And then it became a training and consulting company where we help other dealerships grow 800%. And really it's become a lifestyle, right? Where you can have it all. You can win in your faith. You can win with your family. You can win in your finances. You can win in your fitness. You can win with your friends. You can win in your career. You can win mentally. You can win in all 7 pillars of life. And when you're freaking killing it in all 7, it unlocks the eighth dimension, which is 800%, right? It's amazing. Wow. And so, yeah, so it's become really a lifestyle. So the future is, right now we're talking about 10,000 hats. So we got 800% right here on the hat. So our goal right now for this year is we want 10,000 hats, 10,000 people wearing 800% club hats. And then that number we'll multiply it times 8, and then we'll multiply it times 8, we'll multiply it times 8, and until there's 7.9 billion people rocking 800% club hats all around the world.
Awesome.
You got great hair though. I don't know if you'll rock a hat, but you could put it on your wall or something.
Yeah, definitely. I would use it. So for example, when I'm out hiking or in the mountains or stuff like that, I wear hats a lot of time.
Perfect.
Definitely. So I take that. I thought the 800% came from your 8 kids, basically.
It's so weird. The number 8 has surrounded me my entire life, right? So really? Okay. The 8 kids, Kobe Bryant was always, me and him graduated high school same year. So Kobe was like my guy that I followed. I had number 8 when I was in high school and when I was in middle school for my sports. Like that number's been with me forever. And then just so happens I grew a dealership 800% in just under 6 years. Unbelievable, man. So now we're just leaning into it. We're like, clearly there's something to this.
I take this number and I will use this.
That's right.
That's good.
Yeah, we've got it tattooed on the arm now, like, and everything, man. Like it's a thing. So.
Yeah, I see it. That's really cool. Yeah. So man. It's basically exactly the same with the term health. For me personally, health and energy was always something I had massive issues when I was a kid and when I was a teenager. And so I was constantly searching for how can I get energy back, or how can I get into an energetic position, or how can I get my health back. So this is basically what you will find all over my companies. For Feel the Energy was one of my first companies, corporate health consulting, one of my last companies. All in all, I built 6 different companies on 2 different continents in the meantime. Nice. And everything is somehow attached to health. But my definition is it's not just one area of health, because you talked about these 7 different areas of life. I have 8 different areas, and in my opinion, we need to be healthy in every area. We need to have a healthy relationship with our kids, with our surroundings, social life, financially, of course, because we are in a financial driven world. So what is your personal definition of health? What does health means for you?
Growing.
Oh, I love this.
Right. If you're not growing, it's dying. Like simple as that. You know, if your relationship's not growing and getting stronger, it's dying.
Yeah.
If your kids aren't growing and getting stronger, they're dying. If your money is not growing and getting stronger, it's dying. You know, deflation's eating it up. So to me, you know, winning is or being healthy is just, it's growth. There has to be growth in your fitness. There should be growth in your network, your friends, your social, like grow. I don't know about you, man. I'm not ready to die yet. Like, I'm not interested in dying yet. Not yet.
True.
I'm sure there'll come a day where I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to check out. But it ain't today.
That's true. Yeah, I have a couple more years to go.
Let's go.
Thank you. I'm done. I'm good for now.
So yeah, that's my definition. What is your 8th? You said 8. So we've got faith. I've got faith, fitness, finances, friends, family, career, and mental, like your mental health, right? Yeah. So what I'm assuming your 7 or 8 are probably similar.
A couple of them are similar. So basically, the first is my son and my relationship with my son. The second one is my business and all my companies. The next one is my significant other, my friend. The next one is social life, where my family is in there, my community, my network, also giving back to the community, supporting different projects, my friends and all these things is in there. Then I have health, where my sports, nutrition, my mental health is there. Then I have my personality. So one of my biggest interests and hobbies is growing my own personality and finding out how I can tap more into my potential. Yeah. And this basically became the game of my life, because I had to overcome a lot of stuff from my upbringing and from my background. But I learned how to deal with this. I learned that I can rebuild, reinvent myself over and over and over again, and become more and more the person I want to be, or I can be, and not what the background or my past gave me as a starting point, or whatever you want to call me, want to call it. So this personal development became my game, and I just love it. Yeah. And it will be my game until the end of my life. So this was the reason why I love your definition of health equals growing, because you can grow every time until your last breath on planet Earth. You can grow, and you can develop. And the last 2 things is education, where I'm not talking about this traditional school and university education.
Sure.
Again, I talk about skill set and experience and mentors and coaches, and this is the education. Yeah. The last one is finances, so the financial stuff. So these are my 8 areas, and I built a life wheel with these 8 different areas. And I'm working on that every single month. I'm working on that with my coaches, with my employees, with my team members, and it's working. Yeah, it's just awesome.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Thanks for sharing that. That's great.
Yeah, of course. We should do another session about your 7 and my 8, and exchange what we can deliver to the world out there.
Yeah, it's really the same, right? It's the same stuff. Same. The 8th. The only difference between yours and I is that I don't have a pillar for the education part. And so when you said that, I'm like, oh well, yeah, that is a huge part of it. I guess I kind of, in my mind, just kind of flowed that in with like self, right? Making sure that we're mentally. But I like that you have that, because you know, 8 pillars goes with 800% better than 7 pillars anyway. So
you need an 8.
We could just steal the education part and put that in there. So
you can. It's free. Take whatever you like.
Hey, thank you. No, that's great, man. That's great. Awesome.
Course.
Cool.
Great. So last question, and also related to health. So we are in pretty tough economic times, or a lot of things are happening for entrepreneurs at the moment. So in my opinion, we have tremendous opportunities like never ever before, but I also see that a lot of people really, really struggle. So what do you think is necessary to have a healthy business at the moment and in the future?
In order to have a healthy business in the moment and in the future is we have to start from a space of gratitude, being grateful for all of the scenarios and every situation that exists right now. If you remember back earlier in this conversation, I said, man, what a great time to be alive, right? What a great time to be alive. And I know I hear people on the other side like, oh, the freaking president sucks, and this is a terrible time, America's worst place ever, and freaking COVID, and we had to freaking get blocked down and all this other stuff, right? There's a lot of people that social media, AI is gonna take over the world, like they're all crazy, right? It's such a negative belief, like, oh, what a terrible time to be alive, man. I wish I could live back in the 50s when things were simpler and plainer and blah, 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 blah. Dude, it starts with gratitude. This is the deck, like this is the hand you were dealt. The deck got shuffled, the gene deck, the time deck, whatever deck got shuffled, and you got dealt out in this season, right? Yeah. And so we have to look at everything like, man, I am so grateful. Me personally, dude, and people might get mad at me, and that's fine. I am so grateful to experience the pandemic. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. I learned so much about people I don't like. I learned so much about people I do like. I learned so much about myself, man. There was one point where I was like curled up in the fetal position in the closet. Like, what the hell is going on, man? I'm gonna have to figure some stuff out. It changed where I was. It completely shifted my mindset, my relationships, the way we built my entire company. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for a freaking pandemic, man. Yeah. It was amazing. It really was. I know people lost people. I know loved ones. I know all that. I get all that. And dude, for real, I was blessed. I didn't experience that, right? So I get that. But I think that's the number one thing is you have to be grateful for the season, whatever the season is, and find a way to extract the opportunities. Man, what a great time to be alive. Ross Dawson, the great Ross Dawson, he's said to be the greatest futurist of our time. And, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, all these guys look to Ross Dawson. Dawson, he's like the Nostradamus of today. And the difference is he has way more data than Nostradamus did. And Ross Dawson says this, he says, humanity will evolve 2,000 years in the next 100 years. Because of the access we have to data, technology, so on and so forth. Now, it's hard for our brain to wrap around 2,000 years. It's even hard for our brain to wrap around 100 years. So let's do some backwards math. If we're going to evolve 2,000 years in the next 100 years, that means we're going to evolve 100 years in the next 5.
Yeah.
Think back to where we were in 1923 versus where we are today. That's how different the world's going to be in 2028 versus 2023. Now, why is that amazing? What used to take 100 years, you can now do in 5. Huge corporations like Ford Motor Company, it's taken them 100 years to get to where they are today, to be this global recognized brand. Took them 100 years. Tesla did it in 5.
True. Yeah.
Wow. You mean to tell me if I'm at 0 right now? Like if I'm at flat, dead, broke, 0, I can build $1 billion company. In 5 years, you can build anything you want. $1 billion company. You can put a man on freaking Mars. You can do whatever you want, man. And so that's what's amazing, dude, to me, it's just like, holy crap. What do I want my life to look like 5 years from now? There are no limits. We can create it. We have AI, we have tools, we have people, we have information. Like, let's freaking go. And I don't care if you're 13 years old or 83 years old. What do you want it to look like 5 years from now? You decide and go out and get it.
Oh, that's so awesome, Jen. I love this so much, and I definitely will rewatch this video over and over and over again myself. Oh man.
Well, thank you, man. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been great.
I really, really appreciate this. I could go on and on and on and on, but I really appreciate your time. So I'm sure a lot of people want to reach out to you and connect with you, or probably also get involved in your networks or communities if there is an opportunity. So what's the best way to reach out to and connect with you?
Yeah, best thing to do is just go to glennlundy.com, and it connects to all my different social platforms, books that I've written, communities you can become a part of, all that. So glennlundy.com, it's 2 N's because I'm twice as nice, but I also own Glenn Lundy with 1 N just in case you spell it wrong. So
awesome. Yeah. So thank you again. I really appreciated this interview. It was so fun, and I so much agree with the things you just mentioned and you just told us. So thanks again. We're definitely going to post this, and I'm already looking forward to all the comments we get and the feedback we get to the interview. So again, one more time, thank you. And to all the listeners out there, hey, just did what Glenn said to you and just use his experience and what he gave you, because this was golden nuggets one after another. So take care of yourself and do something great, because you are living in a tremendous area. So just take leverage of it and use it. Thanks for now. Thank you again, and all the best for you.
Hey, thanks, my man. Take care.